Hi, I'm Elliot DeGongi from Beneath the Massacre, encouraging you to listen to the Red Switch, or I will kill your pets.
Alright. This is only...
I'm sorry, let's do it again. Let's do it again.
You got nervous for a second.
Take two. This is only one of two metal shows during Canadian Music Week. What the fuck? Even though this place is nearly sold out, shows in the city are almost always packed with a lot of people. Why is metal still the retarded cousin of music?
The retarded cousin of music?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that a serious question? Wait, what do you want me to answer on this?
Why is metal still subjugated? Why is metal still always the retarded cousin of music?
Well, I mean, why is metal still relevant for, man, I don't even know what to answer for that. Like, dude,
why do people still hate metal?
Hate it?
Yeah.
Maybe it never meant to be that big at the first place. That's one of my personal problem with a lot of bands, or a lot of, like, I would say, management and labels, like, and like people we met in the industry for a long time, is that maybe it's not supposed to be that big. That's the first thing. We never wanted to be big. We never, like, already where we are right now, we're impressed. You know, we're surprised. You know, and all the awesome bands we toured with, and the country we visited, and it's like, you know, whether you play in Toronto or Moscow, there's gonna be 300 people. You know, it's gonna be the same type of, like, hardcore, like a real hardcore piece of population that's just they gotta dig up the other crazy music you can come up with. I guess, like, every generation has the kind of crazy music, and metal's been around for a while, but it keeps on evolving. You know, it keeps on going somewhere different all the time. For us, for instance, we're very, like, death grind tech, and I mean, just like the band we had before this one, like, people were not ready for this, you know. And when we started the name Beneath the Massacre, there's a few things we changed, and then people were more, like, open-minded to it. But it's already, like, you know, it's always more and more extreme. And I just think it's never been meant to be big. Simple as that. A little like punk, you know. It's like I hear some punk rock bands now on MTV saying they're punk. It's like, hey, you're not punk, man. You know, you're mall punk. You know, it's not the same.
You guys are playing with Cryptopsy tonight. What is that like? I'm sure you're from Quebec. You grew up with Cryptopsy just like every other guy from Quebec. What is that like playing with Cryptopsy tonight? Is it like a dream come true, or what?
Well, we did a tour with them 2 years ago, and you know, to be honest, look at him. He's an old fart, but, you know, we still give him a lot of respect. Floyd's like, hey, why am I getting involved in this? But no, Cryptopsy, of course, like, they had a huge impact on our, like, musicianship. I don't know, like, you know, you listen to music, you think it's fast, and then, holy shit, you listen to Non So Violent, you're like, holy fuck, you know, it's groovy, it's fast. And of course, coming from Montreal, seeing them live a bunch of times with bands like Covetus and Gorguts, and all that good stuff coming out of Quebec, Montreal, you know, it's just one of those awesome bands. And on top of that, they're like, I'm stoked to say that they're awesome dudes as well, so it's always great to play with them.
Your new EP deals with a lot of shit. One in particular, Black Tide, Malais Noir, which is French for Black Tide. It seems to point one finger at one single situation, which is BP. Is that true or false?
It's meant to be like that. It sounds like I'm talking about that, but actually I'm not talking about that at all. No, it's just like, I was playing with the the title Black Tide for a while, and the BP incident was just something that, you know, okay, now I'm gonna use it, because the Black Tide is more like let's say some kind of metaphor for, like, a little, like, something dirty, something black, something darker of her like personality or like her way of seeing things, like human race or like our politics and stuff. But you know, a fucking black tide like there was in BP, like in the Gulf, New Mexico Gulf, there's no turning back. You know, we did some damage. There's no turning back. And I think also the way we're running our politics, or like whether it's international politics or just the way we welcome certain questions of like cultural clashes and religious clashes. The way we open or close the discussion, just it's a great metaphor for it's a black tide. So there's some.
Is there a lot of religious content in your music?
Not necessarily in general. There's not that many. I mean, like there's the one song on Dystopia that it's about like, especially the Catholic Church. Black Tide is about like.
Are you holding back?
Huh?
Are you holding back?
No, but I'm trying to think like if what I'm saying is actually true, but.
All right. Well, you know what? We'll come back to that. This one is actually a long question, so I don't have to read off it. The Casket You Sleep In, one of my favorite songs on the album. Lyrical and content-wise seems to go through a lot of different subjects: religion, society, and Greek mythology. Sisyphus. Punished in Hades for his misdeeds to the eternal task of pushing a large stone off atop of a large hill to only roll it down again and again and again. Great story. My question to you is, out of all the Greek heroes, which Greek hero would you rather be?
That's crazy. I'd be like Zeus or something like that, you know? I'd be, yeah, exactly. It's kind of that's what's awesome with religion and stuff like that. It's always like easy choice, you know? Do you believe in God or the devil? You know, it's like, well, God, but you know, it's too simple. But actually, the Casket You Sleep In has one theme, and it's The Absurd Man by very inspired by the writer Albert Camus, which he wrote on the definition of the absurd man, which is a philosophy I adopt a lot. Sisyphus is like one can see Sisyphus punished by pushing the rock all his life and going back down. But what Camus was saying is that Sisyphus must enjoy doing his senseless thing, whatever you're doing. You know, it needs to be, as long as it's passionate and your daily revolt, because if there's something you hate, you know, you need to fight for it. It's not like fatalism, you know, you need to say, hey, fuck that, I don't like that. But, you know, small revolts and passion and everything, that's what brings you to freedom. So Sisyphus, even if he was pushing his rock on top of the mountain, it was coming back again. If you're having fun doing it, or it's up to you to have fun doing it. Because he's condemned to this anyway. You're condemned to die, you know?
In a way that makes sense.
Yeah, you're condemned to die anyway. We're all condemned to die, and to me, there's no heaven above, and there's no you know, there's definitely no hell below, and so you just live your life, you know, and you're gonna die anyway and go back to the earth. So don't bother with it.
I'm sure you get this a lot, but you guys do a lot of tours in the United States and across the world. When they hear that you're from Canada, specifically Quebec, do people get surprised? Specifically, do people get surprised when they hear that Quebec has this caliber of metal, this quality of metal that comes from that specific part of Canada?
You mean from the States?
The States and the rest of the world, but more specifically the States.
You know what's fascinating is that there's like metal fans that know what they're talking about around the world, and there's some people that doesn't know what the fuck's going on around the world, you know? So you can be in Germany and he's going to talk about like Martyr, Cryptopsy, Ion Dissonance, Beneath the Massacre, and he knows what's going on like in Montreal. And you can talk to someone from New York City and doesn't know what the fuck's going on like a few hours up north of him, you know? So, I mean, surprised. Yeah, I mean, I saw many people that were surprised. They were also surprised I was French Canadian. They were like, there's French Canadian up there, you know. So the level of ignorance